Smash that limiter!
There we go. Can you hear me fine, Axel?
Yeah.
All right,
Ah,
awesome.
there we go.
All right, awesome.
Right.
All right, cool. No worries. Well, welcome to episode 60, everybody. It has been, I can't believe we're up to 60 already. Jesus.
It's 10 times 6.
We've been streaming these podcasts for over a year now, Spliffy. That's pretty crazy.
I think we're coming up to 2 years. If
Yeah.
you account for the whole 7-month hiatus that we had.
Yeah, actually, you know what? You're right, eh? That's nuts. Anyway, so we got a special guest here today. Axel is a mechanic that I work with. The only thing I have to mention before we get going, Axel, is just try and not dox ourselves. so what we'll do is we'll just not mention you could probably mention first names, but just be aware that we don't want to obviously reveal where we live. So other than that, and where we work, of course. So we work together. Axel is a mechanic that I work with, and yeah, so we'll just share each other's stories and talk shit as we normally do. And Spliffy,
Of course.
yeah.
I'll just be the third wheel over here. It's okay. I'll just cry myself to sleep tonight.
I don't think you would need to be a third wheel, Spliffy. I think you offer a lot to the table. Especially, yeah. So give a little bit of a history about yourself, Axel. Like how long ago you started as a mechanic? Like,
yeah.
If you can.
How long I have to be a mechanic?
Yeah.
Just like 7 years in the Philippines.
Yep.
1 year in Japan. 1.5 year in Japan, and here is 6 months.
Yeah.
Here in Australia, 6 months. Yeah. Total of 8 or 9. Yeah.
Yeah. So
8 or 9 years.
So you've been all around the place as a mechanic, and so how come? So you started your apprenticeship in the Philippines, didn't you?
Yeah, in Toyota Philippines.
Toyota Philippines, and then what made you go to Japan?
Because I want to have more experience. Like
yeah. Okay. So you got more experience in Japan. What?
Because and of course the main reason is the salary though.
Yeah.
The salary from the Philippines very low.
Yeah, it would be a lot better in Japan than it would be.
That's why I'm going to work abroad.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I take it Australia pays higher than what Japan does, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say more than Japan.
Yeah. So yeah, you've been seen it all and spoken to lots of different people from all walks of life. Then having what if in terms of culture, obviously Philippines is like kind of, you grew up there, so you know you're born and raised in the Philippines and whatnot. But in terms of culture, what was the easiest place to work at in terms of like the cultural differences? And what is probably the hardest in terms of work experience, like what places to work at in general?
In terms of work, I think Philippines, because that's a lot. That's a lot of work and very loaded work, like service maintenance. You have a lot of work, but the salary is not enough.
Yeah.
That's why it's very hard to work in the Philippines than the other country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But I like to work here. I like to work here in Australia than Japan.
Is it just because of the money side of it, or is it because of work that you're doing?
In Japan, the work is okay, but the language barrier.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I'm not good in speaking Japanese, and I'm not study well.
Yeah. At the moment,
if you want to make a sentence in English to Japan, it's very different.
Is because they don't. So Axel was telling me, Spliffy, that work in Japan's hard because a lot of Japanese people don't like speaking English.
They don't speak English.
They don't like it, or yeah, I suppose. I mean, I
They
guess they
don't.
wouldn't want to speak a different language in their
Yeah,
own
it
country. It's
depends.
kind of
Yeah.
I think it depends on the people if they want to learn. If they want to learn, yeah, they study. But I think it depends on the people if they want to
yeah,
learn.
definitely.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
suppose if you go through all
but
this
I think
studying
they
and you
don't
finally
want.
get
They
to
don't
work, you
want.
just
Yeah,
want to get to work. You don't want to have to think about learning
yeah.
more stuff if you
How,
don't have to.
how many days a week did you used to have to work in Japan?
22 days. 22 days. Week.
22 days. Wait, so you
I
never.
mean, I mean, in a month, 22 days. I work there in Japan. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like say, like here where we are now, we're really fortunate, me and Axel, that we landed
Yeah, correct.
ourselves a job that we only work Tuesday to Friday, so we get a long weekend
Yeah,
every week. That's fucking really nice.
that's really nice.
and we get paid full time wage too, so we don't we're not like losing hours or anything like that
That's
compared
why
to
I
other
like. That's why I
places.
like here.
Yeah, we're very lucky, Axel. Not many places are like that. So,
Totally
There's
lucky.
very few places do 4 days a week.
so yeah, we're very, very fortunate where we are, and to have an employer that actually likes that work system. I think it works better, to be honest. I wish most
Correct, correct.
places did it, but
I've
I know
heard
Not,
that
like
it actually
not,
increases
not totally
productivity when
it
you
stressful.
reduce the
does.
number of days you work.
It fucking
Yeah.
does. Because like you guys will stay back for quite a few hours afterwards just to make sure jobs get done. Like normally other jobs, people wouldn't do that. Once they knock off, they're gone.
Yeah.
Like
40 hours is a long time.
yeah. So the fact that people are willing to work overtime, so 40 hours in like a 4-day week, just because they have that extra day off that they can afford to do it. It's quite nice. But like in terms that they're willing to do it, not that they're being forced to do it. This is all completely they're willing to.
Correct,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
Like us, we are willing to work overtime.
yeah.
Yeah, like us. Actually, we I like it.
So what was the first car that you learned to drive in?
Way back in the Philippines, the car, there's no car here like Innova. The name of the car, the Toyota Innova. That's
Toyota
our
Ah,
first,
Innova.
yeah, that's our first
Okay.
family car in the
Oh,
actually,
I
Philippines.
see.
you'll be
When I was,
surprised, Axel. We know what a Toyota Nova is.
Oh, Toyota Nova.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Toyota Innova.
Because me and Spleefy have had people from like mostly America. We've had people from all over the world kind of like talk to us, and one of them actually, it's a van, isn't it? Toyota Nova. Well, no, it's a sedan.
It
Isn't
is.
it? Yeah,
SUV.
No.
It's
Oh,
SUV.
SUV.
it's an
Yeah,
SUV.
SUV.
I'm having a look at images online. It looks like a
Yeah, yeah.
van.
Try to look it in the online.
Yeah, it's like a van SUV looking thing.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
hybrid.
Yeah, someone we spoke to had learnt to drive in one of them as well, eh?
Oh, who was that?
This is
Was
the
that
new
Goose?
one. I think it was Goose, eh? Maybe.
Actually, driving is it's
Hang
not
on.
difficult to learn, and I just drive
What
Was it
is
automatic or manual? Just out of curiosity.
it's this
manual.
it's that's the
Manual.
newer one.
Yeah, fair enough.
The Nova Trailblazer. Actually looks nice. Looks like a RAV4
Yeah.
but a little bit more souped up. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's manual transmission. That's the first
Well, a lot of
car
people
drive.
a lot of people in Australia don't know how to drive manual.
And it's
So,
automatic. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very easy and comfortable to drive it. The automatic.
Yeah. Yeah. It is easy cuz like some states, Axel, in Australia, when you learn to drive, like get your license, a
Yeah.
lot of other states, South Australia's a bit different, but other states require you. So, for example, you sit for your test and you do it in automatic, you get given an automatic license. So you're only actually legally allowed to drive automatics unless you do another test to get a manual license. It's really stupid.
Not entirely true.
Well,
So the way
yeah.
it works in New South Wales is that if you get your red peas
Yeah.
in automatic, you have to stick with automatic until you get onto, I can't remember if it's onto your green peas or your full license. I'm pretty sure.
Different license for the manual and automatic transmission.
Yeah.
Automatic
in the
different, but
eastern states, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the other states, or how
Yeah.
about South Australia? So
It just doxed us. It's all right. So in South Australia there isn't. So if you do your license, you basically you can drive anything really. So
Yeah, right.
I did
any
my test in a automatic. The reason why I chose an automatic to do my test in is because it was one less thing for me to worry about doing the test, because it is
Yeah,
quite
true.
they do put you on a lot of pressure and they don't give you very little wriggle to make mistakes.
Yeah, that's true.
When you're learning as a adolescent, because I was on the old system, so I got my P's axle when I was still 16. So I only had to
oh
be I only had to be on my L's for 6 months and then I could get my P's. Because I was on the old system before they changed it all into the newer system. Where now, like, you can't get your full license to like 20 or 19 or something like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So and
so you
obviously
are
the eastern
16 years
states are
old, you
different.
have
So
a license.
what's that?
So 16 years old, you have a license.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Same,
was
same,
16 but
same.
had my P's, so that allows me to drive on my own. But I was still restricted to like wasn't allowed to drive over 100. Not that I listen to that rule very much, but anyway. And I didn't have curfews. I didn't have to worry about any of that shit. And the only restriction I had was allowed to drive performance cars. That slipped out just before I got my P's. But in saying that, I did still drive performance cars anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
also,
well, the excuse was family. Was I was driving my brother home who was intoxicated and couldn't drive. That was always the excuse. So therefore, if a cop did pull me over, I would be fine anyway. It's not like I
Yeah.
bought a high powered car and I was like going hooning. It was only for a reason. It was like to take my brother home or pick my brother up or something like that in his car.
The other part
he
of
was the
that
only one
rule
with a
is
high-powered
which
car.
16-year-olds can afford a powerful car like that?
Back in those days, anybody really. They were cheap.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
my
okay.
brother spent. Oh, what? How much did he spend on his fucking? He did get a loan
Six-pack,
for
$50.
No. That was on one of the other V8s that he had. Yeah. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
point is, you could get a. Actually, my brother literally bought a V8 Holden, like an old 1980s V8 Holden, for a 6-pack, and what did he say it was?
I think it was 6-pack and $50 or something.
Yeah,
was it?
6-pack and $50. He got a V8 VL. So, my brother has owned over 100 cars over his years of living.
Far out.
Yeah. All makes and
So
models.
how much the full license here it costs when you get the full license?
Ooh, it differs.
It's not. It
Well,
differs. Yeah.
Depends on
yes.
the
So for me, I think it was, I can't remember if it was $320 or $350, which was essentially the administration fee for a 10-year license.
For how many years?
10 years.
10 years. Yeah, that's very.
I don't know how much it costs for me for full license, because I did it a little while ago. I went for the 5 years. Okay,
Full license here.
I don't know.
The full license here is like from the Philippines. We call the professional license. Professional driver's license. Yeah,
I like that.
It's 10 years.
You're
10 years.
professional.
It costs by I think $30 for 10 years.
$30 for 10 years. Jesus.
$30 for 30 years. I think it's 10 years for 10 years.
I wish that we could have that. I think it's.
Yeah.
I think it's like. I think I was looking at 10 years and it was like $400. I think it was. It's quite expensive, but yeah,
it can be expensive.
Wasn't as expensive because South Australia fines are really expensive here. Like,
yeah, I think it's very fine. It's big. It depends on the country.
Yeah, but man,
How much? How much for you to go 10 over? Just like, not thinking about the points, but like how much would be the fine for going 10 over?
So it's funny you say this. So, in our town there was speed cameras set up. Normally,
It's
because
a lot.
we live in like a very isolated place, and very rarely do we have speed cameras. But they decided to set up some speed cameras around town, and a lot of people did get snagged. Coincidentally, some of our customers had the hire cars, and they got fines.
Oh.
And I think it was like so there was one person that got was doing 68 in a 50 zone. That was so the company got charged $2,500 for that.
Yeah, because it's a company fine rather than a personal
Company
fine.
fine.
Yeah. But when we nominated them and got them to fill out the paper and do the paper and send that off, I think they'll have to pay $600.
Far out. That's
and
a
then
lot.
the other fine was 8Ks over the limit, and I think that was 480. Both fines incur 3 demerit points as well.
Yeah, because you could go in 20 over.
Yeah, we actually in South Australia, so you get 12 demerit points. Well, actually, no, you can only accumulate 13. You can only accumulate 12 demerit points in South Australia.
Yeah, that's why sometimes I'm thinking that I'm using bicycle. I'm using. I want to use bicycle than car.
But you're on your provisional license, aren't you? Technically.
Yeah, I have.
So you only have 3 demerit points to accumulate. So the way it works is when you get a fine, you get given demerit points. Once you accumulate the maximum number, you lose your license. So if you were to speed, you will automatically lose your license.
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm.
Yeah, you got to be real
40
cautious.
kilometers.
Yeah, you got to be.
Yeah, because like 40 kilometers here.
Yeah.
One clause for the
40 to 50, 40 to 50 kilometers. Yeah.
Yeah. One clause for the provisional licenses is that speeding fines accumulate 4 times the amount of demerit points as a full license.
Over here, the clause is you're just not allowed to speed. If you get done speeding, it's automatic loss. Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works out the same way in New South. It just sort of like it just works out that way anyhow. So.
Yeah, they do up to discourage speeding.
Yeah.
Because I lost. No, I've never lost my license, but I did when I was 16. I got my P's. I got 2 fines. Both of them I didn't do. One in court, so I didn't incur any demerit points or have to pay the fine. I only had to pay victims in crime levy because I went to court over it. The other one I should have went to court over it. I regret not going to court over it because I would have won that one as well. I reckon I would have won that one. Just because the physical dimensions of my body kind of can't really dispute the fact. But basically was I got done by a police officer, Axel, for having my hand out the window when I was a passenger in the back seat. I couldn't physically reach out of this vehicle, so I don't know how I got my hand out the vehicle. Yeah, the cop was just having a bad day, and I just happened to be in the wrong place, wrong time. That's essentially what happened. I should have went to court. I would have won that one, and then I would have not had to wait. So I got my full license when I was 19. I got my full license. So I had to extend my license I was able to get my P2s, but I had to extend my full license till I was 19. Really sucked, but anyway, here's what it is. Fucking wanker. Seriously, the coppers here are so much nicer. They're lovely people, but fuck me out. Cops back where I come from. Jesus Christ, a lot of them are just absolute dickwads. Seriously. Yeah, anyway, so yeah. Actually, there is something that I have been wanting to ask. What is the worst car brand in your opinion in terms of just like working on?
Worst?
Yeah.
I think the Lexus.
The Lexus?
Yeah, the Lexus because of the what do you call that? Spark plug. When you replace the spark plug, that's a lot of things you need to remove before you replace it for the new one. It's very simple. It's very simple to replace from the other cars, but from the Lexus, it's not as simple.
Yeah.
So I think that's the very worst because it's very simple to the other, but from the Lexus, not.
I thought because Lexuses, they're just like a prettied up. Well, they are Toyota. They're Toyota's luxury model.
That's the Toyota luxury actually.
So they just make it way more complicated.
It's very complicated.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's yeah.
I'm guessing that they would be more expensive.
Yeah,
curious
correct. It's
about,
correct.
yeah, a lot more expensive. I'm curious. Have you ever heard of the Toyota Champ axle?
What?
You ever heard of the car the Toyota was bringing out called the Toyota Champ?
They might have actually had it when you was in Japan. I reckon that because Toyota Champ's actually been out for a little while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Daihatsu. If you know the Daihatsu car.
Yeah, I know the Daihatsu. I want a Daihatsu Hi-Jet so badly.
Yeah. I'm putting it in the Discord chat so you
yeah,
can see.
so I think only.
That's the
What's that?
That's the Toyota Champs. It's Toyota's new workhorse they're bringing out. It's a Hilux variant.
Hilux. Do you have in the Philippines new release? New release from the Philippines.
Yeah, that car
do you know
released in
that?
the Philippines. Yeah, they
the
are.
Philippines has one, but Australia doesn't.
Yeah, we call it that first. We call it that first in the Philippines. Tamaraw.
The Tamaro.
Yeah, the Tamaraw.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Tamaraw FX. Yeah, Tamaraw FX.
I want one of those. I want one of
The
those
Tamaraw
more than
FX
a Daihatsu.
Yeah, it's used for the taxi, like taxi or Grab.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, the Philippines.
I really want that car. Like
I want it so badly.
I really want
I want one so bad.
I want it.
You want that?
Yeah, fucking oath I do. Because that car axle was literally designed to be completely modular. So like it's apparently I was looking into it, apparently it takes an hour to take the cab off the chassis. Like it's super modular. Like it's designed to be parts to be swap changed. It's like the old 90s cars, like you know how like a lot of 90s cars like you can change like especially with Nissan and Toyota, like a lot of their parts are interchangeable. So you can like take parts from different year Hiluxes and fit them and swap them and change them and all that sort of stuff. Like this car they brought that into the mix. So
that's amazing.
So you can change, like obviously you can't take like from a newer Hilux and put it on there. This car's its own platform, but essentially they're bringing out heaps of modular components for this car, so you can change things on it as much as you want. You can turn it to a van. I've seen someone bought a van cab for it. Yeah, so you can make a Toyota Champ high ace van. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually amazing.
That's
Tamaraw. Think about that Toyota Tamaraw.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely the same.
Yeah.
I would love to have one of these vehicles, but apparently it's not coming to Australia, which has upset me more than anything else this year.
Yeah, because it's a safety thing, which I don't care.
I don't think that it's a safety thing, because if it was a safety thing, you wouldn't have any of these other. Is it a safety thing?
No, it is a safety because it doesn't have traction control or anything like that.
Well,
I think it's only got one airbag for the driver. I don't think he doesn't have current airbags because it's only like a $30,000 car.
It's literally 20 grand in Australia.
Oh, 20 grand. Well, yeah.
It's $20,000.
Well, there you go. Fucking
1,000.
Yeah, it's cheap.
It's like
really cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. It only has one airbag. I reckon that's why they won't let it in the country, which I think's stupid. Like, come on. So many people freaking survived without airbags for so many years, and half the time,
except for all the ones that died.
And half
you get the Tamaraw. You get the Tamaraw FX from the from the old ones. Yeah.
Yeah, that is an old one. What is
they
that?
upgraded.
That car literally screams Indonesia.
It looks like
I should say.
Camaro FX, yeah.
It looks like it's a cross between a Land Cruiser
Yep.
and a Fortuner, doesn't it? It's
It's
kind
with
of
the Land
unique.
Cruiser.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
reminds it reminds me a lot of a Toyota Surf. That's what it kind of reminds me. It's unique. Definitely something we didn't get in Australia, but it's very very cool. I like it. But no, I agree. I think that safety features are kind of overrated these days.
Yeah.
Like the only reason why is like, you know, there's all these cars running with airbags, and when they get in accidents, airbags don't even go off. So, you know, obviously the airbags weren't that great if they don't work. I mean, like Ray's airbags don't work.
Oh, really?
On her car. Yeah, no, this is a fault for the fucking. Get this, Axel. So, Ray's car's a Hyundai Elantra.
Elantra?
Elantra, yeah. And so it has two sensors on that control the airbag system on her car. One is like, you know, the clock spring. You know, the clock spring controls everything. Usually, like when an airbag light comes on, as you're aware, like the clock spring is usually like the number one suspect of being faulty.
Yeah.
On her car, it's the seatbelt buckle. so there's a little tiny, like real thin wire that goes inside a seatbelt buckle, and it goes in through, and then it connects up into the BCM system on her car. So essentially what it does is when you plug your seat in, it tells the car that someone's in the seat and will activate the airbag. So then that way the airbag is ready to go off if in the event of a crash. Often the wires corrode in these little fucking seatbelt buckles, and then they just break, and then the airbag is permanently on, and it costs you an arm and a leg to replace that one seatbelt buckle.
Far out.
And it's a job because, like, generally what happens is the wiring isn't just broken in the buckle, it's also broken along the way into the BCM. So, like, you have to pull all the wiring out, which means you have to pull all the fucking trim and everything out to get to it. Totally not worth fixing. So she just got to not crash. That's the alternative. Just don't crash, and the airbags are not needed.
Yeah, that's what needed. It's funny though.
But yeah, nah, it's pretty amazing though watching these guys work, because like you said to me, that because at Toyota you mainly did tires, didn't you?
Just like the tires.
Yeah, in Japan, like they just sort of stuck you on tires.
Yeah, stuck on the tires.
Yeah. So like,
and
where we are now?
Service and tires.
Yeah. So now you get to do a bit of everything.
Yeah, I like it.
So he doesn't. Yeah, not one day are you doing the same thing over and over again, essentially, which is really cool.
That would get really boring really quickly.
Oh fucking oath! Yeah.
Yeah, every day, need to change tires. Very bored.
Yeah.
And it would be like the same type of tire as well. So it's like you'd do like 100 like small hatchback tires a day. Like,
yeah, the small tires.
It'd be so annoying. But like, there's not even like even the tires aren't interesting. Like, but yeah, we were talking just before. Have you are you sort of like prevalent what's been going on like YouTube and stuff like that, Axel?
Huh?
So today
YouTube?
was YouTube. So today was the last day of Demolition Ranch. Have you ever watched any of these videos? No, he's like he's a really, really big gun YouTuber. It's been on YouTube for 18 years. And today was his very last video. He's retired, yeah. So it's a pretty crazy time that, you know, he's got over, how many views has he got?
I wouldn't even know. You probably have to look at Social Blade.
He's got over 10 million subs, put it that way.
Okay, so he'd probably have over 1 billion views.
Oh fuck yeah, 1 billion views, yeah, definitely.
I'm curious. Actually, I want to have a look at.
Yeah, every single the crazy thing about so his latest video that he's just released has got 755,000 views. His views average over 1 million.
Every views?
And he's and he's got 11.8 million subscribers.
Wow.
And all his channels have over 10 million subscribers. So he's got 3 channels over 10 million subscribers. So just put in perspective how fucking big he is.
10 subs for Diamond play button, right? 10 subs.
Say that again, sorry.
10 million subscribers for that. For the Diamond play button, right?
Yep.
Just
So he's got 3 diamond play buttons.
3?
Yeah, he's quite successful and good on him. He's a really nice guy.
He can sell it. He can sell it if you want the play button.
I think he shot one of them.
I think he wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, this is the real diamond. Real diamond inside, right?
Yeah. So
real diamond.
Yeah.
I think me too. If I have 3, I will sell it.
Someone
paid
paid big money for that, eh? I found him.
Yeah.
I was on him, but that's because I just watched a video of his. But yeah, so his last video was today. So and like it's also really sad as well. I was saying to Spliffy before, Axel. So like a lot's happened over the years that he's been on, like because his brother. So he's got two younger brothers. All 3 of them are on YouTube. One is Operation Drewski. He's Real Gamer. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Plays a lot of like milsim stuff, so like military shooters and stuff like that, and plane stuff. He's pretty big as well. Then his other brother, which sadly he got cancer and passed away. And that was all online too. Like we saw his life up from the start of his YouTube career to unfortunately his end days when he died. So it was really, really sad and like wholesome to watch Matt's family because all his family's on there as well. So it's just really interesting to watch this guy start off like making random custom shotgun shells where he'd shove like jelly beans and gummy bears and shotgun shells and
that's what got me sort of interested.
And then he did this whole segment where it was like, let's see what happens when you microwave a 50 cal projectile. He'd like do all sorts of weird stuff like that. And then he just ended up like growing to this massive thing. He bought this abandoned mansion, beautiful house, like because he lives in Texas. Beautiful house, massive. It's like I think it had 9 bedrooms and like 6 toilets, and it's got a pool and like it's stunning house. And he bought it as a wreck. It was completely fucked, and he made content like restoring it, and now it's his actual house. And then he also bought like this resort as well that he started doing up, but he ended up selling that onwards anyway. I think he's still doing some stuff with it, but he's selling it onwards because he's now done with his YouTube career. So yeah, it's just crazy some of the shit he's done. I'll show you a picture of his house.
Mansion.
Yeah, it's a mansion.
It's a mansion.
It's a mansion. Here we go. This is good because this is a before and after. So this is when he bought it, and then after he finished it.
Oh.
He did.
Oh wow.
He did a lot. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you done a hell
before and after.
He's built entire buildings onto it.
Yeah, it's stunning. It's stunning what he's done to it. Did a really good job. Like, how beautiful is it? Like, because I like the U shape of it and the big driveway as well. Like, it's unique. That's what I like about it. I like how like he's still kept the original building and he's still kept some of the original brick, and then he's like flashed some of the other stuff. It's so unique. And that bit in the end there, oh, you can't really see it. You can't see my cursor, but There's a little bit on the corner on the right there that's behind me. It's down here, but that's an outhouse. That's a toilet, a shower.
Oh.
So you can have a view to a shower, which is kind of a bit disturbing, because people can look on in as you're showering. But anyway. But yeah, it's done pretty good, and good on you, Matt. Doubt you'll ever watch this, but yeah, thank you for the entertainment for all the years, because you've certainly fucking given me a lot. So yeah, been
So
great.
I wonder if he'll ever make.
he shut down his YouTube channel.
What's that?
True.
He shut down his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Wow, 10 million subs.
He
Give it to me. I will.
I wonder.
Continue. I will continue his legacy.
I wonder if he'll make appearances on Unsubscribe podcast.
Oh yeah. He said he's not gonna. You won't not see him around. He's just not.
Oh, okay.
He's just not making videos.
Oh, I see.
So
yeah,
he will be living his retirement. That's what he's going to be doing. So he'll probably turn up as like guest on videos. It's just like he doesn't have to do anything. Basically, is what he doesn't want. What brought about this was that obviously he's made a killing. He's got several. He's a really good entrepreneur. So he's made lots and lots of money. He's a vet himself. So he'll probably also go back to being a vet. He has a lot of businesses, so he's got stable income, so he doesn't actually have to work. And his kids are, well, they're almost old enough to move out, which is pretty nuts to think.
Yeah, that's a scary thought as a parent.
Yeah, because I watched, they were on his channel when they were young, and now all of a sudden they're adults and they're about to move out, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it makes me feel old.
Makes you feel old, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking oath it does. Jesus. Like, the other day when I was working out how long I've been driving for, like, because I started driving when I could reach the pedals. So 13, 14, I think, is when I started driving vehicles.
Right.
13 years old.
Yeah. I used to, like, do it on private property all the time.
What did you guys to drive?
What did I learn to drive? So I learned to drive in my dad's old Ford Laser.
He teach you how to.
It's a small little my dad did, yeah. And then I learned to drive that. I learned to drive his Land Cruiser that he's still got. He also taught me to drive like basic like heavy machinery, so like buses and stuff, trucks. And then high school, I got my tractor license when I was 16. So I was driving front end loader tractors and like forklifts and stuff like that when I was in high school. Because I went to an ag school, so we had a farm, like a big fucking farm. And so like every lunchtime and recess, I would be out on the farm working on it, helping out, like loading things up and stuff like that. So yeah, I got better at driving heavy machinery than I did driving a small car before I got my actual license. But I would like drive around and do all sorts of stuff and motorbikes and stuff. I've been riding motorbikes since I was a kid. I had a motorbike. Parents have it still. It's a little tiny thing with a big motor on it. I learned pretty young. What about you?
Me? And I started to drive.
Yeah, when did you start driving?
16.
16.
By myself. Yeah, by myself.
By yourself?
Yeah.
She just jumped in the car.
Manual.
She just jumped in and just fucking sent it.
Yeah. Old-fashioned way.
Have you ever been in a car accident?
I've done this before in Toyota. I drive with Toyota Hi-Ace. If you know Toyota Hi-Ace, I drive backward. Then I think the one of the hoist.
Yeah.
one of the hoist in the shop in Toyota. Yeah, accidentally bump it.
Oh, okay. So you haven't been in like a serious crash or anything like that?
It's a serious crash because the whole glass from the high ace cracked.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
ain't good. Yeah, I think Spliffy tops us in accidents.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, by a long shot.
Well, I suppose so.
Yeah.
I
Just
lend the
before I
money to
explain to
Fray.
Axel what my car accident was like.
Yeah,
I
you
lend
can
the money for
explain.
the
You can tell.
I lend the money. I lend the money for that to pay the damage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I pay for
Yeah.
that 6 months.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did it for 6 months. Salary deduction.
Yeah, accidents
Yeah,
crashing is not fun.
No, it's not. It's not
Yeah.
fun at all.
not fun at all. Accident. But when
So
you that accident, you learn from that accident. That's
yeah,
alright.
you learn what not to do.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I haven't had a car accident since it's been 7 years. Is that
Yeah,
right?
the important
8
is
years. No,
yeah.
no, a little over 7 years now. Was my last car accident, which will probably it was big enough to probably account for every accident I would have otherwise had for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
So
you can share Axel the story because he doesn't know it.
yeah,
Yes,
okay,
yes. That was
all right.
just
So
listen.
basically what caused the accident was ultimately just absolute fucking fatigue. Because I was working at McDonald's and going to university at the time, and it was basically it happened on a Monday, but
Okay.
leading up to it, I was starting at work. I'd start at 4 o'clock in the morning on the Thursday, finish at 2 in the afternoon, and then same thing on Friday, start at 4 a.m., finish at 2. Saturday, start at 4 a.m., finish at 12. And then Sunday, start at 4 a.m. and finish at 12 again. And I was asked if I could, just open for the Monday, just come in for like 4 or 5 hours. I think it was come in for 5 hours and go home after that. I thought, yeah, sure, it should be pretty easy. But I was so dead tired on the Sunday that I completely forgot to set an alarm. I came home and I went straight to bed. I didn't set an alarm.
Yeah.
And then it was about 17 past 4 in the morning. I get a message from my manager, from my opening manager, and they said, "Hey, are you still coming in?" And for the open, and I realized, oh crap, I'm late. So because I was meant to be there at 4, and it's currently 17 past 4. So I grab all my stuff, I run to my car, and then I get in the car and I drive off. And essentially I'm driving down the road, like 10 minutes later I'm driving down the road, and I think to myself, oh crap, I only just got my red peas like 5 days ago. Oh, surely I'm going to need like some sort of form of photo identification if I get pulled over for whatever reason. I was extremely paranoid growing up, and so all I had was that purple bit of paper that they give you as like a intermittent identification that you've got your actual P plates or whatnot. And then I think, oh, I should probably make sure I've got my wallet for whatever reason. It wouldn't have made a difference in retrospect, because I still would have had to get to work on time, or more or less on time. Um, as soon as I possibly could, essentially. So I look over, completely disregarding that it's pitch black early in the morning. I look over in my passenger seat, just to see if I threw my wallet there, and then I'm like looking and I'm looking, and then I feel like it feels like the texture on the road has changed on what I'm driving on. So
Yeah.
I look ahead, and I'm heading straight into a concrete light post, and I'm thinking, oh shit, that's not good. This has never happened before in my entire life. So I grab the steering wheel and I overcorrect it to the right, to try and get back onto the road. But because I turned I turned the steering wheel so hard, I ended up overcorrecting and ended up drifting to the other side of the road, which I then end up going off the road into a ditch, or like basically into a ditch that spreads out into a paddock. Um, I cleared the fence it wasn't a very tall fence I cleared like a short fence into this paddock, uprooted a small tree, and then spun the car around a couple of times, like laterally. I didn't roll it. I just spun the car around a couple of times, and that was basically how I totaled my first car.
Yep.
It was a big accident.
Yeah.
And luckily, it was only just me.
Yeah, that's a scary thing. Like, yeah, I haven't had an accident like that. The first accident I've had where I've hit another car was my fault, which was that one the other day that Axel witnessed my carnage of. That's the only time I've ever hit another vehicle. I've been hit by other cars where I just was minding my own business. But yeah, that was my first time, and that will hopefully be my last.
Hopefully, yeah.
You can never guarantee you never will, because
Correct.
things happen. But yeah, I hope so. But it was only a little fender bender. It was easily fixed at least, so it was all good. But still, just gotta avoid it if you can.
Yes.
But yeah, nah, it's crazy. Like, I still can't get over. Did you hear about the plane crash at Avalon Air Show, Axel?
Plane crash?
Yeah. So there's Australia holds in Avalon and Victoria, Avalon Airport. Every so many years there's an international air show. So like fighter jets come. It's massive. It's so cool. I've been there once when I was in high school, when I was with the Air Force cadets. So we got to go over there and be part of the show. It's also where I got blown up, so there's that too. But anyway, yeah. Well, what happened was they were doing an F111 show event, and they were doing a fuel bombing display. So they come fly really low, and then they detonate the explosives, and it's like shows them dumping fuel. They're not actually dumping explosives. It's all pyro controlled. Us cadets were allowed to go further than the normal civilians, the normal people, the bystanders, the paying people. And they didn't account for how big the explosion was going to be, and 12 of us cadets got knocked on our asses from the shockwave from the explosion. And I was one of them.
You're right.
Yeah. So that's probably why I have bad hearing, is between all the explosions I've been in, 4 of them self-emitted, 1 not. So yeah. So yeah, it was good though. I loved every minute. Even the concussion was worth it. So yeah, you get to see like C5 Galaxies and these giant planes. Like, they're huge. Like, a C5 Galaxy is so fucking big. You can fit a jumbo jet inside it. Like, take the wings off and fold the wings together. You can fit the whole plane inside this plane. It's like insanely big.
That is enormous.
It is massive, and we're able to go on the A380 when they first came out as well. Yeah, it was really, really cool. But anyway, so they had the show on again this year, and they were doing stunts in, like, you know, little stunt planes, and one of them fucking was too close to the ground, and he hit the ground when he was doing a barrel roll, and the prick survived. He's not a prick, but the guy survived, which is pretty crazy. So that's yeah, very lucky. Yeah. Apparently, like, when the emergency service ran out to him, to his wreck, they yelled out to them to announce on the PA that he's survived. He's here. He's awake. Which is so crazy.
It's okay. He's all right. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I'll see if I can bring it up and show you on the. Are you watching the stream on? I suppose you're not, because you're on this anyway. I'll show you.
I found the pictures of my car as well.
That's yours?
Yeah, that's a little fender bender.
Yeah.
Of course, it's playing ads. I freak.
Fuck.
So I will put these up here, and then Hunter can display them if he wants.
Display them. So this is a crash here. So he survives. That's
Hang on,
obviously the wreckage.
Yep.
That's the wreckage.
The wreckage.
There. Yeah. So here we go. He's doing spins, and then he goes to do a barrel roll, and he goes straight to the ground.
Yeah,
Bang.
I was like,
smack.
Ow. Yeah, that looks like.
What year is your car?
What's that?
This was a 2003.
Camry?
Yes, 2003 Toyota Camry. Not Camry. Is it Camry? Yeah, it was Camry.
So is the total wreck, or is now it's running condition now?
Oh no, it's fucked.
It's back. Yeah.
Yeah, he wrecked it. He
absolutely destroyed it.
He went to the point that plus the airbags looked like they went off as well. Did they?
Yeah, everything went off.
Yeah.
The the center dash where the handbrake is.
Yeah.
That popped out a bit because the actual structure of the car bent.
Because of your bare fatigue, that's why your accident, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
like there was just no part of this car that wasn't fucked by the time I'd finished with it.
Because he even damaged the back, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's I don't know what I hit to this day. I don't know what did that.
Poor car. It's sad. I get
it
really,
was very sad.
I get really sad when I see some customers' cars come through and they're not looking after their cars.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like I don't know what it is, man. Like I'm a very possessive person over my belongings. So like because I don't get me wrong, like I've never been in extreme poverty or anything like growing up, but we didn't really have that much. Like things like what I've got now were very luxury items. And so I grew as a kid, like especially since I always had sort of hand-me-down stuff, because it was the easiest way for my parents to get us like toys to play and keep us entertained, all that sort of stuff. So we always had secondhand toys and stuff like that. So when came my birthday and I got a brand new item, like a brand new toy or something like that, it was really meaningful to me. And so obviously through life I've gotten older, that sort of thing. So I'm possessive of my belongings in the sense that like if it gets broken or damaged, I get really upset about it. Especially if it was me breaking it, but more so if someone else breaks it. So like my car, like if I put a scratch on my car, then I'm okay. But obviously if someone else puts a scratch on my car, I'll be pissed off. So,
yeah, me too, yeah.
And so
stop fucking my shit up!
Yeah, so I look after, and like my car, if you actually look at it in detail, you'll see that my car's got touch-up paint all over the place. It doesn't look pretty, but it just stops the rust from getting on it. But like I look after my stuff, and I always like my computer. I'm always keeping clean and all that sort of stuff. My desk space, my TV behind me. I hardly ever turn that thing on these days, but I still keep it clean. Or I'm just I look after my shit. And so when I see someone who just absolutely abuses the crap out of their car, it makes me sad because it's like it's an expensive item, and it represents freedom to me, because a car gets you places where you can't get without it. It gives you that freedom, the options to be able to go places, be able to go to work.
Yeah, true.
So it's when people disrespect that, it makes me feel sad. We're lucky to be able to do and have the things that we have, and people just need to appreciate things like that, because when they get it taken away from them, they're going to really regret the way they treated it.
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it. Some people don't learn though. Whatever.
Don't mind them.
Yeah. But yeah, it is frustrating to me. Especially since I'm usually the one that gives them the bad news that, they have to spend a fortune on a car that isn't worth the amount of money in repairs. Which I do quite often. And a lot of the time it's because they just neglected the poor thing. So, they didn't neglect it, it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah.
So, no, shit happens. But yeah.
Oh yeah, Axel doesn't know about my Astra.
Yeah, I reckon. So Swift is the only person I've ever met that's got an Astra as high Ks and has lasted as long. You know, holding Astras.
So,
what's that?
You know that car that you did.
Timing belt.
Yeah, you did the time belt on it. Yeah, so Spliffy's got an older version of that one.
Astra.
Yeah. And how many Ks you
it
got?
has 466,000 Ks on it.
It's in better condition than that car you did the time belt on. which I think's crazy.
It's a bit dusty, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but you've kept it alive.
Yes, I have.
And like in good working order too.
Yes, because I usually get it serviced 4 times a year. Just because I have to, because I rack up a lot of kilometers. Because I drive that thing on the highway every day.
Yeah.
I reckon if you started driving in dirt roads often, I reckon you would fuck it pretty quick.
Well, let's not do that then.
Yeah, I'm not saying do it, but I reckon you would, because that's the biggest killer out here is that everywhere's dirt roads.
Right? Why dirt roads?
It's like really corrugated. Well, because there's the only sealed road's the highway, and there's only one of them. That's it.
Well,
everything else is dirt roads. So. So yeah, so we see lots of different things. People's cars get really messed up out here, and for some reason, batteries don't last very long here too, which is really weird.
How many years?
Is it because of your location?
I don't know. Like, you will replace a battery in a car, and then like 2 years later, it's already dead. And like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that is really quick.
Like my battery is 9 years old, probably older, because
on your patrol.
Yeah, on the D40 on the Navara, yeah, the battery's 9 years old.
On the Navara, it's 9 years.
Yeah, I've had the car. This will be the 8th year that I've had the car. No.
Yeah, because you use it. You use it every day. That's why the battery is still alive.
Yeah, plus it's an original. It's an old lead acid. It's a lead acid wet battery. So you top it up with really distilled waters. They do last a long time as long as you keep topping up the water. They're pretty they're still serviceable. But,
yeah. Don't use your car for 1 week. Let's see your battery.
Yeah, I bet you I'll place that battery and it'll be dead next year later. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, so I've got an old lead acid battery. I think the date on it's 9 years old. Yeah. It like, don't get me wrong, it is showing its age. I know it has dropped a couple cells, but it still starts every day. On the weekends, I just got to make sure I go for a drive in it. It'll be fine. And I do charge it as well, so
yeah.
And then I have a jump starter, the little lithium portal jump starters if I do run an event of a no start. So yeah, that's good. It's good, but yeah. I was trying to get one of the other mechanics, Renan, on here as well.
Renan isn't going fishing today.
Yeah, he's fishing.
Fishing now.
He's fishing now. Yeah,
like, fuck your podcast. I'm going fishing.
Yeah, I said to him, he's like, when do you do podcasts? I said between this and this time, and he goes, nah, I'm fishing.
Well, I gotta respect him, man. He knows what he wants out of life.
Fucking over.
Look at the fish. That's your valley.
Oh wow! Wow, those are some nice fish.
Yeah. Well, that's his nickname at work. If I don't know if you noticed this. No, it's Trevally. Trevally. Yeah, because he catches Trevally, which is really crazy because like heaps of people. Like heaps of the locals have never caught Trevally on the jetty, and yet Renan just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But yeah, they're good.
It's for the whole day. It's for the whole day.
Yeah, Jesus, he catches so many.
Yeah, but it's okay. He loves to
Have you ever do you go out fishing with them as well, or do you just stay home usually?
Sometimes I go there and watching them.
Yeah.
And then get some crab.
Yeah, that's it. That's his catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should probably give fishing like a good go. I did it a few years ago. Wasn't a big fan of it when I was
When
a kid, but maybe I should just like do it.
When
like,
you come over here for the wedding, we should go fishing. I haven't actually been fishing yet since I've lived here.
Yeah, okay.
I have no excuses. I just don't. Just haven't gone fishing. But I do want to go. I just haven't really been bothered.
That's fine.
Because you got to get up early, or you got to get up later on in the afternoon. It's always during a time where I got shit that I need to do, so I just don't really bother. But I would like to catch some squid though.
I'm not good in catching fish, but because I'm a sporty man. That's why.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, cast inconvenience or whatever fuck you are, I am banning you. No self promotions. Actually, you know what? I'll just ban you. There we go. Banned. Haha. All right. Anyway, I reckon we'll call that an end to the podcast.
Cheap viewers on steamboo.com. There's a space between boo and .com.
I'm so over the bots, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we actually get a lot of bots. Well, we don't get a lot of bots. We just get consistent bots.
I love it how it's like account created 29th of March 2025. It's like
right.
Yeah, these bots are annoying, man. Anyway, so we've got someone to raid into. It is a Japanese-born person who lives in New Zealand.
Of course.
They're playing this new game that's come out. That's called. This is that sim game that I was telling you can run over children and that I want to try out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
Japanese.
yeah. Suramo, what the fuck it's called. I was looking at it the other day. I was like, Fray, you should get this. It's because it's like Sims like. It's very Sims. Oh, also, for those who are watching, before we go, me, Spliffy, and Ray played Repo. Don't buy it.
Yeah, we didn't like it.
It's shit. They make it way more fun online, but it makes me wonder how many times they edit to make it look actual playable. It's not playable. It's crap. It's absolutely.
Look, I was not a fan. It's basically like Lethal Company. I mean, Lethal Company was fun at first, but then it become really fucking annoying when you take one step outside, else take one step inside, and then you just die. Which I'm sure is supposed to be the message of the game, but it just gets really tiring, really fucking annoying. And basically this game is just that with extra steps.
Yeah. Basically, it's shit. Don't get me wrong, there's strategies and stuff like that, but it's shit. It's not a fun game. I don't like it at all. If you like it, great, but you're gonna be on your own on that one. Inzori, I think it's called.
Inzoria.
Yeah. Inzori. Sorry. So it's like a life sim, but apparently you can run over children, and people have been having a little bit upset about that. Which, come on, get over yourselves. I mean, everybody wants to run over a child in a game. I mean, you can't do it in real life. It's very frowned upon. It's like Skyrim. Just want to murder the child. Thank you very much, Axel, for coming on and being a guest and making our episode 60 more memorable. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Good little shares. It was a lot quicker than what we normally do with guests. Normally, like when we have a guest on, we go for like 2 hours. But to be honest, it's probably a bit too long. But
yeah, we've sort of been sticking to the 1 hour, 1 hour format for a little while now.
It's much better because we also have shit that we need to do during the day. So
that is true.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you everybody. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and others in the world. Hope you have a good night and day, depending on where you are. And and we'll catch you later. And thank you again, Axel, for being a guest.
Yeah, thank you. Nice meeting you, mate.
All right. Nice.
Have a good one, Lamar. Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try and not put a link into the raid thingo. Oh, here we go. It's always such a tedious process doing the raid thing. All right.
Yeah.
Catch us all
Why
later.
now they haven't made it easier?
I know. Wouldn't it just be better if it was just a button click? Anyway, whatever. All right. We'll catch us all later and see you next time. Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.